We got a dull saw. Who we got in here today? We got Michael. We got the electric whittler. And we got Dances with Aardvarks. Let me scroll up here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this guy off. It was catching down here. I got my parting tool's a little short, and I'm not super comfortable parting this thing off because I don't want it to go flying off or break off. So I'm gonna saw down through it. Take this dude off. Show you the bowl I've been working on for the last couple days, off and on. I put 5 coats of shellac on this thing. It's not totally perfect, but I'm thrilled with it. Let me go grab my pole saw real quick. Amy Jo's carving and watching. Hey, cat. Baby kisses. Let me come right back. I'm going to go grab that other pole saw if I can find it real quick. If not, I'll resume with this dull ass saw. Well, this isn't my pole saw, but it should work a little better. I'm going to take this outside. You guys can get some better lighting. Well, this actually isn't all that bad, the lighting. I got my garage door open. There it is. Just got to clean this bottom up. Bowl number 1. Let me show you the piece of wood that I took it out of. You guys will love this. Okay, that's the pith, and I guess it was, there's those, well, I guess these are the marks right here. So that's where it came from, right out of that big old chunk of red cedar. Cool. I had to go live just for a little bit to show you guys this thing. I'm really, it's got dust on it. I'm wiping it off here. Anyway, the sides are about 3/8 of an inch thick. I am going to take it outside so you guys can see. I'm getting shadows. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Got a little bit of the sapwood here. It came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna have to work on some of my sanding skills. We got a visitor coming. She's on the leash today. So there it is. I don't know. It's finished. I'm gonna say it's right at about 6 inches probably. Cat's piece. We got the night owl. I love that, Aiden. That's when I first saw that, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And it was one of your posts, and I was like, that's Aiden. I know it is. I had to go back and look at a few of your other videos that I watched. I was like, yep, that's definitely Aiden. Hey, Possum. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm definitely combining the carving with this lathe. I'm going to try to speed both processes along. But yeah, wood spirits carved on a bowl. That'd be a great project. I don't know. Like I said, it ain't perfect, but I'm thrilled with how this thing came out so far. I got so much dust on my phone. Got to blow it off. Apologize for the blast there. Let me scroll back down to the bottom. GH, yep, that's the bowl I had on the lathe yesterday. I took a little bit off of the top, and it was square in the video yesterday. Hey, thank you, Baby K. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, that's my very first bowl, you know. I mean, those of you guys that saw my post yesterday, I think I've been turned in 10 days now, and it's quite addicting. It's just like carving, you know. You got creative leeway when you're turning, and that's what I really like about carving too. I've never really looked into that, CH. I know it's extremely dangerous. I'm a DIY guy, and I would be tempted to make my own, and I don't want to electrocute myself because I have a very good respect for electricity. Yeah, it's, the bottom of it, it's it was intended to be right at about 5/8, but I'm gonna say it's a ½ inch thick. But let me knock on it on the backside. Sides. I mean, it's a solid little bowl. I spun a bowl on a pottery wheel. I don't know, 10 years ago, probably just about the exact same size and shape as this one. I'm going to dig that thing back out. I've only made one bowl on a pottery wheel. My sister used to teach a pottery class, and my kids, we were in town visiting, and so she went down and opened up the pottery place, and I sat down and slapped a thing of clay on there, formed a bowl. My very first shot, my sister was like, what on earth? I cannot believe you did that. And then I tried about 5 more bowls over the next couple hours while my kids were playing with them, and I could not make a bowl again, so I kept it. Electricity is so tricky, Roy. It it mystifies me the way it seeks grounds, and it backtracks through wiring and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't like electricity. Slap at the pottery. Yeah. Well, I didn't have to slap it, man. It takes about 1/8 of a second when you're forming on a pottery wheel. You're pulling up on this stuff, and then all of a sudden you got a good-looking bowl, and an instant later it just wraps into itself and it's gone. I don't really, I might play with some knotty sections. I am so new to this. I'm not going to sink a bunch of money into a burl that's full of inclusions and have that thing rip apart on me. But, later on down the road, yeah, I'm thinking about gluing up some segmented bowl sections. I was looking at a guy. He's called the Papa 1947. He made a jig on how to turn a 1.5 inch thick piece of board stock, and you cut your rings and then you glue and laminate them together. I think I'm going to make one of those jigs and alternate like black walnut stuff that I have here. I got black walnut that's thick enough. I got white oak. I may have some cherry left. I don't know. I'll have to check. But I'm going to play around with that too. You guys know me. I just like experimenting with stuff. Let me let my dog off the leash here. All right. She'll probably run into this camera. All right. There you go. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and flip it around. I just left my hat in the garage, so I apologize for my stylish young appearance. I think I got to go let the dog in. She just ran to the door. So it's a nice sunny day here, and the temperature is starting to heat up a little bit. And I'm going to be working outside today. I'm going to blow all this dust and stuff out of the shop too. But oh yeah, blue sky. I mean, look at that. There ain't a cloud anywhere. Let me grab my hat. All right. I feel naked without it. It's like being on camera without a shirt on. Yep, cat Mia wanted to go inside. She'd had enough. Yeah, I know, CH. I am taking it slow. The reason why I stopped parting that bowl off there is I just didn't like the chatter that my parting tool was giving me. Great in Ohio. I live, if you're talking to me, Possum, I'm in Alabama. I'm in east central Alabama, about 30 miles from the Georgia line. My kids live in Georgia, and I lived over there for many years. Yeah, I see chemtrails in the sky. We get, I'm not sure if it's like F-17s or whatever, not the stealth ones, but they do a bombing, like I don't know, a route every Friday. They go directly over my house at about 1,000 feet. There will be two of them that'll shoot by. And it's pretty cool, but it's every Friday. Actually, now that I say that, I haven't heard them in a while, but for years it was every Friday. There's a lot of sad people in Alabama, that's for sure. Personally, I'm used to losses because I went to Purdue, and the Boilermakers don't have the football tradition that they do down here in Alabama. Ohio Buckeyes won. OH, cat. Yep. It's, the hot air, changes everything, pulls the vapor right out of it. I-O, O-H-I-O. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'll probably pop on here a little bit later, but I'm just going to smooth out the bottom of this bowl, slap a few more coats of shellac on it. I had put mineral oil on this at first, and I discovered I was not going to like the look, so I went back over the bowl, cut off the wood, wiped it down with some mineral spirits to get that mineral oil off there, and Went with shellac. I don't know. It's got the shine I wanted. Hey, thanks, baby kisses. Hey, and thank you for the super tip. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Bowl time, folks. I don't know. Eventually, this might become a change bowl, but for now, I'm just gonna stick it somewhere where I can look at it for a while. Yeah, it didn't come apart on me, CH. You know, I'm pretty pleased about that. You can see, it's probably, you guys probably can't see it, but right in here, you get a little bit of chatoyance, which, you know, red cedar's not like known for that, I don't think. Sunflower seeds in it. Table with fruits. Yeah, well, that's a good idea. Need to make a bigger version of this and put bigger fruit in it. I can do a 12-inch bowl. I thought that this was going to be about 7.5, but I just kept turning on it until I got it the shape I wanted, and it finished up at about 6 inches. Awesome, Roy. Definitely do so. Hey, I'm sure everybody in here knows Roy, but feel free to tune in. Yellow M&Ms for the contrast and celebrity status. I don't know the yellow M&Ms for celebs, but yeah. Decorated with food. I have a sweet tooth too. Oh, how long ago, Steve? Steve's My Honey's Handmade. Or, yeah, My Honey's Handmade. I thought I read that backwards. Hey, is my image kind of grainy when I'm moving around? I'm out here and I got one bar and I'm hooked to my Wi-Fi on the house. Next time I do it, it's not grainy. Okay, perfect. Sweet. I don't know. I'm gonna wrap it up here, get this guy cleaned up. I'll snap a photo of the bottom if anything strange happens, but it's pretty flat. It's got a little bit of a hump to it. I was trying to angle in and kind of dome this out, but I'll just dish it out with something. I think I'm going to sign the bottom of it. Not that I sign a lot of my stuff, but I'm going to start. Hey, thanks, CH. Check out my channel. You know, I've got a lot of variety in there. I try to mix it up, keep me interested, and I'll do something for a while, and then I'll kind of back off and do something else for a little while, and try to combine them. You know, some people may like it. You know, do a little bit of everything. I'm an expert at none of it, but I enjoy all of it. Oh yeah, a year. That's a good idea. Make it like my first home run ball. My dad's in a nursing home, and I went up there and we cleaned out the house, and there was a bunch of my baseballs, home run balls, when I was in like Bronco, which is like 12 years old down here. Anyway, I put them in little cases and took them up to the nursing home and lined them all out across his TV stand, and we talk about them pretty much every time I talk to him on the phone now, so it's pretty cool. That shed sign is awesome. He did a really good job on that. You know, a 2x10 turned into a really cool looking sign. Oh, thanks, Kat. Yeah, I got a good dad. He's getting up there. He's 91. 91. Actually, next time I go back home, I think I'll take this up there and let him put his candy in it. You want to talk about a sweet tooth? Now, my dad, good Lord. Hey, Daniel. There's my first wood bowl I've ever turned on a lathe. I've been turning now for about 10 days, I think. Red cedar. Came out pretty good. Daniel. Well, it didn't fly apart on me, Daniel. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm gonna do some. I don't know. I'm gonna step it up. I was pretty sure that this was gonna get destroyed on the lathe, but it did good. I had to order bowl gouges to do it safely, so I got those in. I think 3 days ago. So there we go. This is Eastern Red Cedar. Western Red Cedar's got a Janka of about 350, and Eastern Red Cedar is about 900. So it's the aromatic kind. My garage smells like a Christmas tree. I got a ginormous pile of wood shavings. Freaky Mom was on here the other day, and she's like, "Hey, I want some of that for potpourri." I was like, "Well, I got a pile of it here. Let me flip the camera around. Check that out." And that's only part of it. That's one half of the lathe. The other side of the lathe still got stuff on it. My table saw out. I'm gonna make a little jig for parting off flat boards into round rings. So that's the plan anyway. Flip it back around here. See you, Steve. Thanks for tuning in, brother. There's Michael Wilson. Potpourri. With all your chickens and geese and all that jazz, I figured you'd be making bedding, using it for bedding. I just, depending on what it is, I dump it out into the yard in a pile. Whenever I'm doing black walnut, I don't. I throw it in bags and get rid of that stuff. That black walnut's got some kind of I don't know, some type of an oil or something in it that really makes it tough to grow grass and all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, there you go. Well, a lathe would be perfect for that. That, or if you ever take up chainsaw carving, you get wood chips. CD's 777. I told him that he was broadcasting high atop Wood Chip Mountain daily or something like that. Yeah, it'll kill. It'll kill them, and it prevents stuff from growing too. So I was just cleaning it up and blowing it out into the edge of the yard on the other side of the driveway. It's like 10 foot of grass, and then it goes down into the woods. But the dust that I blew over there has pretty much killed the grass in that area. Kind of a bummer. Bury the walnuts. You got walnut trees, baby K? Black walnuts. Yeah, those things. I mean, I love the wood, but my lord, they're messy. A buddy of mine has like a yard full of those things in Indiana, and he hates them. They're huge, gigantic things, and he's like, "I'm cutting all these down." I was like, "Hang on to some of the wood if you do." They drops those things all over his yard, all over his driveway. He hates them. All right, Roy. I'm gonna be winding up here in a minute, and I'll hop on. There's definitely a pile of Joshes, that's for sure. All right. Well, I let me get this little chess piece here. I know that I started, I didn't actually, I thought I had spindle gouges, but I was using a 1/2 inch or a 3/4 inch roughing gouge to make these like a spindle gouge. So I'm going to have to order a spindle gouge, but this came out pretty good. That's the design I'm going to go with for my chessboard. If I change anything, I might shorten this bead, make it a much flatter one, but I don't know. I got to make a little pattern thing to try to duplicate these. Hey, thanks, Ray. Yep, got the bowl, got the chest thing going. You know, I got too many little projects. My garage looks like I have too many projects too. My garage workshop, I should say. Yeah, you know, I don't know how tall that is, but actually I can tell you exactly. We are 3 7/16 tall. I know the king is supposed to be 3.94 inches tall, I believe, and they just step down from there in height. Yeah, I know the feeling, Kat. I got a bunch of carving projects that I need to go ahead and wrap up too. I'm still got the megalodon tooth I needed to finish. I found a piece of it looks like maple burl, but it's a knot section, and I'm gonna mount the megalodon tooth carving onto that thing and just cut the bottom of it off flat. Yeah, no, it's still. I pulled it out the other day. I had dropped it, and I had a piece of the black broke off of the back of the megalodon, and so I epoxied that thing back together. You can't tell it now, but I was a little distraught when that first happened. Cat's making a tote. Oh, hey, on the challenge, I'm gonna try to release that video today, showing what everybody has made, and then I'm gonna say what time I'm gonna pop on live in that, schedule a live, and then hop on real quick, and we'll figure out who gets to claim the Cuts All Burrs as a participation award. Baby K, I'm telling you, that's the problem I know I'm going to have is repeatability. That's, you know, you can turn one piece, but turning, you know, what is there, 8, 16, 32. So you got 16 pawns and then 4 of the knight, bishop, and rook, and then 2 queens and 2 kings. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of variation in what I end up making. But hey, you know what? I will have made the whole set. Might take me a while, but okay, Possum. Cool, man. Peace. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. I'm gonna wrap this up and drag my table saw out, and I'm gonna rip some boards down. I'm gonna work on making that jig. It's a pretty simple little jig. I'll probably film it. Like I said, it's if anybody wants to look at the Papa 1947. He's an older gentleman. He makes some really cool looking stuff with mixed woods, odd pattern laminated turnings. I'm gonna try one of them. Now that I've made one bowl without busting it, I think I'm gonna try to make one that looks a little more sophisticated than just one solid color of wood. I like the looks of mixed woods. I have it's a homemade version of a $600. If you go to Staunton's website, they have it. Actually, theirs doesn't have as good of an inlay as mine does, but it's got, let's see, it's got a curly maple and Wingay squares, black walnut around the outside, and then it's got, I believe, 3 different inlays on it. And it's a killer board that was made by a woodworker in Indiana. It's one of my lifelong friends. Actually, it's the brother of the guy that I got the lathe from. So he made that chessboard for Christmas gifts for about a dozen people. So would possum score. Hey, if anybody wants to share any of their websites, go ahead, feel free. I'm cool with like that. That's cool. Oh, that is a score, possum. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'll give you all one last look. If you have any questions about these bolt turning ones, ask me. I won't have the answer, but it might make me go look it up. Oh, okay. The Papa 1947. Yeah, that guy's he's. I like these older guys that have been doing it forever. You can learn a ton from them. So, all right. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Aiden, Kat, Possum, Daniel, Michael. We got Ray. Amy Jo was in here for a minute. Baby kisses. Oh, yeah, Steve. Forgot about Steve. I'm going to quit scrolling, bring it back down to the bottom. But, hey, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you on the other side.